What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are out here in East Dallas. I'm going to give you guys a video tour of what would be a great flip property. All right, guys, so we're right here in front of this property that in East Dallas. Like I said, I'm going to give you guys a tour of what would make a great flip property for an investor. We're going to go through all the things that you should be looking for when you're considering purchasing and doing a flip property as an investor, the things that matter the most for buyers, and what you do and what you don't want to do in the type of market that we're in right now, where it's considered a buyer's market. Let's go. All right, guys, so for starters, when you're flipping a property, curb appeal is going to be the first most important thing from the exterior of the property, right? If you don't have the curb appeal right, most times viewers are just going to pass the property and not be interested. So we're going to look at this particular property and I'll tell you what I would do first. As I step back, you see these trees? It's not attractive, right? So no, we don't get rid of the trees as a whole, but we do definitely want to trim them back from the property, okay? This big window right here, this thing has to be replaced. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's old, it's ugly, and it just won't get the job done. This here needs to be made to a true flower bed. Put some mulch out here, spruce that up a lot. Definitely want to do a good exterior paint of the property. These big ugly window coverings have to come down, right? You also want to be looking at your roof, which I can't show you too much, but that roof does not look bad, right? So from the exterior perspective, that looks like one less thing that we'll have to work on. We're gonna go around the house. Things that you want to look for also on the exterior is cracks in the brick, okay? So as you can see, we have lots of cracks in the brick. This is a good indication of foundation problems, right? But as an investor, we don't always run away from those things. We look to see what's the easiest course of action to get those things repaired. You have a nice size yard. You want to look at your HVAC, see if that looks old or not. Doesn't look terribly old. These windows look new. They are new. You definitely have to get that shed torn down. But you see that window right there? Those two windows are new. This one has to be replaced. All right, guys, so look, from an appraisal standpoint, we are right on the side of a busy road. That is could possibly be a deterrent from buyers, but from a value standpoint, it's definitely going to be subtracted off of the property value once a buyer is found for the property and they have an appraisal, if they are not paying cash. Also, behind me, that is a commercial building and a commercial parking lot. That's another deterrent. So we don't run away from those things. We just want to take those things into consideration when making an offer on the property, right? Because for this particular property, the after repair value, if the property is completely fixed up, this property could sell for about, I would say, $430,000 based on the comps. We need to consider this thing selling for more, closer to about $400,000 due to these locational adversities that it's facing with the busy road and the commercial property right behind it. Let's go look on the inside. All right, guys, we've made it inside. Let's start at the front door, okay? So everything we want to do needs to be modernized completely, right? Including this front door. So when you're looking to get north of $400,000 for a property, you do not want to have a generic front door like this, okay? So that would be the first starting point for the interior of the property, okay? We've already pointed out that we know we'll need new foundation done. The good thing about this property and needing the foundation done, it is on a pier and beam. So that is a lot less expensive to fix versus if it was a concrete slab foundation. All right. What we do see here is that this property has the original wood floors in. Those things could be considered to be saved if you don't want to go in and put in all new flooring. In this type of market where every little detail counts, I would definitely recommend going in and putting all new flooring in a property like this, okay? So, also, a side note about this property, they started a renovation on it. They just didn't complete it. There's a couple of things that could have gone wrong. They could have ran out of money, couldn't make those monthly interest payments, several things like that. But this kitchen, these cabinets can be saved. These cabinets can be reused, okay? I would definitely recommend possibly painting the cabinets and changing out the backsplash, okay? But it's not something that you have to do. What you could do to save money is just keep the cabinets the same color, put nice looking hardware on them. I would get rid of this middle piece. It's pretty awkward. And I will go in and add some new countertops, okay? Another good thing about this property, it does have a 2-car garage, right? When someone's paying about $400,000 for a property, they would love to have a 2-car garage. Now, this property is an older property, which is expected for it to be in East Dallas. East Dallas has some very, very, very lovely properties. However, they are older. And in some of these older properties, the laundry room is also in the garage. But this property here has this flex room here, okay? When we were in the backyard, we seen that big window that was broken that goes here. So this flex room could actually be turned into a laundry room and a pantry, if you ask me, okay? There's a couple of things you could do with that. If you did not want to turn it into a laundry room and a pantry, this could be more of like a home office. All right, so the electricity is off in this property, so it may get a little dark going to the back, but we have a room here. All right, so again, interior things, we definitely want to go through, redo all the flooring. So in a lot of these older homes, you can also see that they have these 2 closet doors. It would be really wise to knock that middle wall out, take both of those doors out, put 2 modern double doors there just to open the closet up. Now you have this bathroom that they started the rehab on, but didn't finish. These colors are really outdated. I would recommend going through, just redoing the entire bathroom. The towels aren't cut neatly, pretty ugly work. Putting in a new freestanding tub there. Nice vanity here. And on this side over here, you could actually make that a like storage space or a shower, okay? And then you have here, which would be considered your primary bedroom, okay? Now remember, this is an older house, so the primary bathrooms typically aren't that large, right? This here would be where the vanity would go. That is your shower. And then your commode right there. I would actually go through and redo this as well, okay? And here's your last bathroom. Now, again, our big things that we always want to look for is foundation. We see that that's a problem. Here is your electrical panel. This is going to appear to be a problem as well. So you want to consider how much it's going to cost to get the electrical panel up to code. Your HVAC is going to be another big ticket item, which it does not look like we'll have a major issue with that. We seen the outside unit. This is the inside furnace, okay? This does not look to be completely old, so that could be savable. This property is not a bad property, especially if it can be bought at a cheap enough price, right? We know that this property is gonna need some electrical work. We know that this property is gonna need foundation work. We know it's gonna need a big makeup redo on the exterior, which is all fine. These things are cosmetics. You have good contractors. These things could be done, I won't say cheap. You don't want cheap work, but they can be done at a budget-friendly price, right? Doesn't need a new roof. We don't know what the plumbing is like because the utilities are not on. So those are things that you would definitely want to have inspected before moving forward, and not to say that you should not buy it if these things are not in good condition, but you just want to get estimate on those repairs before moving forward. Again, what I will say, just like the foundation, it's going to be a lot cheaper to get this foundation fixed because it is on pier and beam versus on a slab foundation. The same will go with the plumbing. If there are major plumbing issues, it will be cheaper to get those plumbing issues fixed because this is a pier and beam. The plumbing system is easily accessible versus if it was on a slab foundation. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it to be helpful, give me a thumbs up, comment below. We are helping people build brick by brick their investment portfolios, right? So if you're looking for a rental or if you're looking for a property that you would like to fix and flip to create cash flow for yourself, or I'm sorry, capital, not cash flow. Cash flow is for rentals, but capital for yourself, again, comment below. You can text us at 469-530-0934. You can DM us on Instagram at the Alvin Jr. Real Estate Group, or book your call below. Have a good one.